draft instantly as well. How about that, huh? All right, welcome to the European Hub coverage of the CIS regional qualifiers. We are on day 2, and we have 7 games ahead of us, or more if there's tiebreakers. At the moment, though, doesn't seem like there will be tiebreakers. I think there's only going to be tiebreakers if it's for actually making it to the playoffs and not making it to the playoffs. And so far, the split seems to be forming in a relatively clear form. And that means for the teams that we're seeing here, Empire versus Double Dimension, both teams are actually second to last and third to last, because we already have one that is last. Unfortunately, Vega Squadron is already eliminated from making it to the playoffs of the regional qualifiers. A lot of games. I'm sure you've been able to watch a lot of games. Just for those uninitiated that don't know what's happening, every regional qualifiers has a round robin, best of 1 group stage, meaning every team plays, well, in the CIS there's 8 teams, so every team plays 7 games. And then the top 4 of the group move to playoffs. And in CIS, where you're watching right now, only 1 team can qualify to the International 2018. And that will be decided in the playoffs that will start tomorrow. Now, we already have 1 team that is secured for playoffs, and that is Espada. And then Vega Squadron, as said, is already out. And then Empire and Double Dimension. Empire is sitting on 2-4 in terms of game scores, and that means that 1 more loss and they're out. There's no do-overs, and they just have to hope for tiebreakers. They're not mathematically eliminated just yet, but they're on the brink of that. So for Double Dimension, they are 2-3, played 5 games so far, and they're not in a good spot. Can we bring up the group score?
That's gonna be a bit hard. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I will try to make
At some
a scene
point
with that.
today, we'll bring you up to date with all the group scores. But I can tell you that there's 3 teams that are really doing well in the CIS region. They all have only 1 loss, and that is Espada, Fly to Moon, and Team Spirit. So those 3 teams are looking pretty good in terms of making it to the playoffs. And then that 4th slot in the playoffs is there's 4 teams fighting for that, and these are 2 of them. So that's what we're watching. In the draft we go Empire on the Radiant side, Double Dimension on the Dire side. Of course, both teams making it through opens, because in CIS there were only 2 teams that were invited to the regional qualifiers, and those were Vega Squadron and Fly to Moon. And Empire and Double Dimension, they recently, or at least fairly recently, swapped their roster about, and therefore were ineligible to make it through invites, so they had to go through opens. We got a Skywrath Undying combination. A lot of aggression coming out from Empire. It looks like they are going to focus on getting those lanes going for them, but I'm thinking that Double Dimension has actually got the better opening for that, so we'll see a lot of disable coming out for them with the Sand King Leshrac. We've seen that used as dual lanes. We've seen that in the CIS region used as a safe tri lane. We have seen that. I'm not expecting that right now, but we have seen this support duo just being with the 2 of them and securing a hard carry as farm. We've got some bans as well, and most notably a lot of cores coming out on the last 2 bans. I mean, in terms of the first 6, who really cares? There's always about the same. IO ban, Beastmaster ban, blah blah. And that means that it's most likely going to be, I would say, Sand King 4-position Leshrac core, but that's a scary combination. The disruption into Split Earth, into Burst Strike. That's a kill squad if I've ever seen one. The kill squad of Team Empire, I mean, they can kill people, but they don't have any disables just yet, and they need the fights to last long, so Undying can get all those decays off. And at the moment, it doesn't really look like it's going to last very long, because Double Dimension's lineup is pretty good at killing. So we'll see how they're choosing to lane this, because so far it looks like Empire is going to struggle just ever so slightly. Ooh, was this a problem?
Sorry, 1 second. I'll try to see if I can't get the sound working.
But that's okay, because that allows me to talk a little bit more about what's happening here. As you can see, JJ behind me, I'm Sheever, but where is Owen? Owen is in the house, but he is not here because he is getting ready to take care of Fogged when he comes in, and Fogged is is in a queue, in a very big queue. There is apparently he flew in this morning, and he got to the airport, and then he got. Do we know that the Radiant team is stuck?
Yes, I am trying to consult the live streamer what his issue is, but
Okay, because the Dire team is not stuck.
no, they're not.
That's odd.
I'm not sure what's happening here, to be honest. Yeah, I might have to take down the stream real quick after this, after we load it into the game,
Okay.
to fix the audio.
Okay, and then
It's
the
weird.
audio to be fixed is just mine, right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to verify if we hear what's
Okay.
happening in the game. We might as well cast the first game like
Yeah.
this though, but then it's a completely silent thing for us. And
Yeah.
as long as it's for us, it's okay. But if it's not showing up for stream, then I wanna
Okay.
make sure it works.
Because for some reason we thought we were gonna go live at 11, and it turned out we were gonna go live at 10. So it's a little bit of a rush job. That's why my hair's still wet as well. I was talking about Fog. He's standing in the queue for customs. He needs to get into the country so that we can have him here to drop all those knowledge bombs. Although, to be fair, the first day he might want to sleep instead. So we'll see how that goes. And I don't have sound on the screen, so that is something that we're looking to fix. But I think you guys should have sound at home, and that's the most important thing.
Just to verify, there is no sound on stream right now from the game. So I will.
Okay.
I have an idea how to get this to the. Actually, I'm gonna get the sound working for the stream. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
And then we will fix it after this game for us.
Okay. Plan formed. Well done. Great. Juggernaut coming out for Double Dimension. You know, Juggernaut has not been. I mean, it's a good hero. I think he's nice because I think he ticks a lot of boxes. He might not be the strongest in all the boxes, but he does tick multiple boxes. He's got that magic immunity. It's great. Sure, Lifestealer is a better version of that. That's okay. He's got Sustain. Which other core can say they got Sustain? I know, Lifestealer in a way. I've got a little bit of Sustain with open wounds, somewhat, in a way. But not as much Sustain as the Juggernaut. And single target kill potential. This is looking like a very aggressive game coming out for Double Dimension. So I'm actually very excited to see how they are going to do here. Empire, they pick up a Slardar. Have got that corrosive haze, and that also will help out with the you need a vessel sort of type of thing. If you're a life stealer, you want to jump in someone, and that person then jumps into the fight, and that should be the Slardar. But downside of the Slardar is that he kind of needs a blink dagger. Sure, he can run real fast with the sprint, but I actually it looks like they're going to run Slardar as a core in this one, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant. I like Slardar as a 4 position. But it looks like he's going to be a core, and then Undying and Skywrath as your 3 or your 4 and 5. Meaning,
real quick,
Yeah?
Sheever, I could give you the sound on these headphones.
ooh, give me that.
You will not hear anything though, and I'm not sure if the cable.
What do you mean? I won't hear anything.
Because these are noise cancelling headphones.
Oh, but I will hear the game.
You will hear the game. I might have to plug it into the different output though, because it's very short cable.
Oh yeah, I think that's the thing.
Okay, we'll try to fix it, guys, and then we're all gonna be good. All right.
I'll talk like this, but I can't.
All right, I'll try to fix it.
Okay, that sounds like a plan though, because I do like Dota with sound. You know, once you guys should try play like 10 minutes of a game without sound, and you'll notice how much you rely on sound when you're playing Dota in terms of audio cues, of spells, of where things are at. It's really actually quite interesting how much your subconscious does for you in situations like that. Queen of Pain will be the mid for Empire. I must say, I am not a fan of their draft. I mean, it's a good thing for Empire that I'm not an actual, proper analyst. Because I might just be completely wrong. And that is their hope, that I'm completely wrong. They have got another vessel for the Lifestealer. That's nice. They can be aggressive with that. Their kill potential is okay if they get the jump on people, but they need to be able to get ahead on the lanes to be able to do that. And that's where the difficulty comes in. Because normally when you pick a Skywrath and Undying, I feel like you're going to have focus on the lanes. But those are 3 heroes that come after that. They kind of rely on the lanes going well and then winning in the mid game. And I'm not sure if the Skywrath and Undying are enough to deal with the nice array of colors that Double Dimension have. Thank you. Which way is left?
This is left.
cable left? Hello. Okay, that means that I can't hear the doorbell. At some point we will...
That's okay. I will take care of it for you. Sheever.
Ooh. In that case, can I also hear myself?
No, because then stream would hear you twice. This is not
I will put
proper
one,
mix, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'll put one ear on because I wasn't able to hear you either. So these are some pretty soundproof headphones.
Oh yeah, these are the travel headphones.
All right, I got one ear of sound. Can you mono it?
Ear. Oh Jesus.
Because otherwise I only hear left things.
So we have this bug again.
Sorry. All right. So yeah, Death Prophet coming out there. Nice set for Vanscore's Shadow Demon. Death Prophet has got a lot of push going on there. And with the sustain that actually pairs up real nicely. That's something, by the way, that Empire doesn't have either. The push portion of it all. They need to kill and then hope that they killed them good enough and have enough life left to be able to push towers off the back of it. But I'm just more of a fan of Double Dimensions lineup. You know what? It's maybe because it is easier to see what they're planning on doing with it. It is a more ease of execution, a bigger ease of execution for Double Dimension, I'd say, compared to Empire. So this game, what we're mostly going to be looking at is seeing how well Empire can do on the lanes and seeing how well they force movements around from Double Dimension. Because I feel like, Double Dimension is this, you can compare them. They're like this front, this army, and this army is very comfortable. And then Empire is the team that has less manpower. So they need to be very strategic in order to have a victory against the big army of Double Dimension that is very comfortable sitting in their base. But there are ways for them to do it. They can lure them into traps and all that, But it's all going to come down to Empire, because otherwise Double Dimension is just going to be, running over Empire. But I think, I think they can. They got a good squad. They are experienced players. And they are... Oh, that's the sound. And they are, I think they're able to do it. It's an uphill battle, but I think they can. It also, of course, depends on how well Double Dimension plays it on the lanes, because I'm saying that they should have an easier time, but, it's Dota 2. It's going to come down to how well a person plays, and not just the hero. If it was just based on draft... Oh, now I know why why commentators are complaining about the amount of spam from chat wheels. Can you turn the sound down a little? Oh, that's very distracting. Yeah. Oh, this is bad. Oh, it's... Yeah. All right. So, once again, you are watching the regional qualifiers. We are in CIS region. If you just joined us, this is day 2. And we are here to find out if Empire lose, they are eliminated from making it to the playoff. Double Dimension, if they lose, then they can still get into the playoffs, but they have to get really lucky. And to be fair, their chances would definitely not be very high. So they kind of need to win here. So both teams needing to win in order to have a shot at making it to playoffs. There's 3 teams that are looking quite comfortably in terms of making it to playoffs. Actually, 1 team of those has already made it to playoffs. And there's only 4 slots available for those playoffs. So we'll see how that ends up going. It's all best of ones. It's round robin. And we will see if Empire can do it. Runes. 2 for 2. Nothing special, no first bloods happening here. And let's see how those lanes shape up. Okay, I do like introducing everybody and seeing who plays what, especially with these teams, because I know that there's a lot of people out there, and myself sometimes included as well, that are not aware of who plays on what team, because the teams are relatively unknown compared to the tier 1 teams, and I don't expect everybody to be watching as much Dota as some of you tryhard fans out there. So, offlane, duo offlane, we got King R on the Leshrac, and he is supporting Cheshire Cat. I really like, by the way, what King R did. He placed Observer Ward next to the tier 1 tower on bottom lane, and he just made it so that right now Miposhka is gonna think, oh, he doesn't have a ward anymore. He probably placed it. Maybe he'll place a sentry. He doesn't carry a sentry, but generally, you know, it's kind of interesting to see him do that. He just saves it so that he won't be scouted out placing that ward and won't get countered. So I like that. And these two from Double Dimensions are up against Miposhka on the Undying, and we got Naive on the Lifestealer. This seems like a pretty fun lane, to be fair. A lot of arrest. Look at that punching, Miposhka. Can you actually kill Cheshire Cat here? He's not the speediest of them all. I don't think he's fast enough, no. But that just showed how much damage he could do once he got a couple of those decay stacks up. Alright, mid lane has got a Death Prophet and a Queen of Pain. Death Prophet played by FN, and we got Pikachu on the Death Prophet. Queen of Pain played by FN. Totally the wrong way around. It's okay. And Death Prophet versus Queen of Pain should be wash. Yeah. So in theory, nobody should die, but I think because of that, we might actually see someone die because both will think that they have what it takes. Like it's a skill lane. It really is. This is a nice skill lane. Both are susceptible to dying, but neither should die if they play well enough. So this is going to be an interesting lane. And then on the top lane, it is going to be Chu playing the Skywrath mage. He's supporting Ghostic on the Slardar, and they are with the Skywrath Slardar versus a Juggernaut by Kuman. And nice bend this in time. And the Shadow Demon. And the Shadow Demon is played by Vanscore. He pulled the wave, and this lane should be like Juggernaut shouldn't die. He should be fine. Vanscore has, because of that, got a bit of freedom to get some farm of his own and get those pools going and get some stacks perhaps as well. And I do think that perhaps because of that also Skywrath might rotate back. But Skywrath is already rotating back and forth because he's out of mana. He needs to have mana to harass. I think this bottom lane definitely the most exciting one though. Lifestealer is so far not shut down that much. He is 14-3 in last hits. And Sand King only got 4 last hits. This is a rough one. The more levels he gets though, the easier it gets for him to get ahead on this lane, or at least to harass Lifestealer a little bit more. Miposhka is doing his best to make sure that that's not happening though. He is just being the meat shield, really. Definitely. Radiant side ahead on all lanes. And remember what I said during the draft? As long as Empire can get ahead on those lanes, they need to get ahead on those lanes, then they can execute their game plan. Oh, this might be the first blood right there. King R gets the last hit with the lightning. Open wounds. Up on Cheshire Cat. Can I even actually get that? I don't think so. He has to rage out of that one. Burrow Strike is up again in a second. But with Miposhka teleporting in, they do not want to chase that. It's too scary. Vanscore getting those double stacks going. Because even if Empire does okay in the lanes, it doesn't mean the Double Dimension is just going to sit there and take it. They're going to try to get as fast as possible as well. But I'd say that so far it's going pretty okay for Empire. Sure, they just lost their bot lane, the Undying, but I think that they're not too unhappy with the way this is going. Queen of Pain getting ahead. Queen of Pain is 19-11 versus the 11-2 for Pikachu. And that's a big difference, you guys. That is a big difference. It's actually half almost a level difference from the looks of it. Chu. There is a ward, so they did see him rotate that way. And they might...
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, the Dire makes a scan as well, just knowing when he comes in. If there's someone coming from the side as well, but there is not someone coming from the side. Teleport out for King R. Ooh, almost drops there, but makes it out all the same. And we got... runes coming, and that is why Slardar and Skywrath are hanging about. Empire getting 3 of them. Well done for them. And just Cheshire Cat able to take one for Double Dimension. In the meantime, Juggernaut is 18-3 against Slardar 20-7. Ghostic having a great lane here. Skywrath doing his job properly, and Kuman not coming too close. I mean, you don't want to use your spins for anything but the crush coming out from Slardar, so you are gonna take that harassment. Oh, speaking of, he didn't take this for the crush. He took the crush to the face, but was able to spin himself out into safety. But still taking a lot of harassment. These little things actually add up. And you know what? it's an interesting decision to see Vanscore being in the jungle and just stacking. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have some gold for later, but he is not helping his Juggernaut far more. And Juggernaut is suffering because of that. Rotation coming in, Leshrac decided to leave the bottom lane and he's coming top. He's gonna help Vanscore get a kill. Where is that Splitter? He's still on the wrong side. The crush doesn't hit. The stun does hit there on the Sky though, and the Sky ends up dropping. Ghostic cannot do anything to save his buddy. Kuman is nice in these dodging these crushes. One of the biggest tools in the Empire's arsenal. Of course, there's not that much disable coming out, so if you can dodge the biggest disable that your enemy team has, that's a big win right there. That being said, later on Skywrath will of course have the silence available as well, and then there's no dodging anything. Disruption coming in. In comes the Split Earth as well. Ghostic. Is there enough damage to take him down? He's got a lot of armor and he's got a lot of speed. He's able to run himself away. In comes the Undying. Getting some decays off. In the meantime, Pikachu drops to the Queen of Pain. The rotation coming in from Skywrath after Skywrath rezzed. Helping out that mid lane. Paying off. Using the distraction up on top to make a play, and it paid off big time. Again though, those stacks in the Dire jungle are going to be important and are going to definitely help them catch up a little bit, which they need to, because Empire is still doing pretty well in terms of lanes. Their game plan, I'd say, comes online like 15 to 25 minutes. That's their peak timing. They need to get Ghostic, get a Blink Dagger, get some get some aggression going, get some kills going, and then jump around the map. Oh, Queen of Pain, what's happening here? Can you blink out? Yes, you can. You're Gucci. So good. FN, he was never worried. Never worried. Lifestealer also still free farming, highest last hits on the board. By far, by the way, by a massive amount. And that Juggernaut still in a rough spot, but of course did help get the kill earlier, so once he gets those kills going, he'll be doing okay as well. It's just, for Double Dimension, it's just being ready for the aggression that Empire is gonna bring. They have got those stacks, and it's nice to have them. Pikachu will take them. The question is, will they be able to take them in time, and will they be able to have enough farm to withstand the ganking and the pressure that Empire is gonna apply? Because it's all gonna come down to that pressure. I was expecting, by the way, that Leshrac and Shadow Demon would rotate more than they have. Because they have a nice combination. We just saw it in action, you know, Disruption into Split Earth, it's great. But they have not rotated as much as I thought they would, and their lanes, because of that, maybe suffered a little bit. But basically them losing all 3 lanes. That's never a good thing. 9 minutes into the game, we got some people farming some stacks, and because the Death Prophet is farming stacks, Leshrac is taking up the mid lane to make sure that he gets some extra levels. He's level 4 still, so taking that mid lane for a while is never a bad thing. Cheshire Cat, level 6. He can't really do anything against this Lifestealer. He just has to stand and hope to get some experience. Perhaps he can get some Caustic Finale harassment. But he has to be very careful, because there's definitely a chance of dying, especially with Chu coming in. He's got the silence available as well. Burrow Strike. Silence still comes in, and that is a kill going the way of Empire. A couple of hits needed. There you go. Chu will be the one now with the last hit on that. Smoke up. Let's see if King R and the Death Prophet from Pikachu can make a difference. This is going to be a rough fight, though. 9 seconds for runes, and it looks like Pikachu, or not Pikachu, it looks like the Chu is already getting in position to take the Dire one. Vanscore. I mean, you're dead, sir. Ooh, that's an exorcism used for this Lifestealer. Can he teleport out? Split Earth is already on cooldown. There is not enough damage to take him down in time, and that is a big expense. Can they use that exorcism for something else? Maybe they can take the tower. You see Death Prophet moving towards that tower, but there's no creep wave, so it's a tricky one for sure. That is a big expense for Double Dimension. These rotations not really paying off as well as they were hoping. Miposhka looking to go in from behind. Vanscore. He's going to be the target right there. Ghostic. He's just waiting for an opening, waiting for an opportunity. They do not know that Undying is about... Oh, They do know that there is a ward though. But Undying is still safe. Queen of Pain decided to not wait any longer. He backs up. Okay, can they take Lifestealer this time? Epicenter being used for it. All the ultimates, but Lifestealer, he rages. He turns around, kills off Cheshire Cat. And that is the second ultimate used, the second big ultimate used for Double Dimension to try and kill that Lifestealer. But the first time he just teleported out, and the second time he just turns around and gets a kill. That is not where you want to be if you're Double Dimension. And Empire, they're making a great start to this game. It's now 11 minutes into the game, and they are on the right track for their game. This is exactly how they were aiming to play, and it's working out. We see Double Dimension trying and trying to make things happen. Let's see if they can do it here. Ghost Stick, the target. Can they catch him? Yes, they can. They should be able to. There you go. And Miposhka's like, yep, nope, I'm out. I am out. He is definitely out. He's walking back to mid lane. We got 3 heroes of Double Dimension through the dire jungle. There's his scan as well. They know that there's people. Oh, and that ward being placed, stopping the smoke. Nice disruption, saving there, but the Sonic Wave up on 2 after that one. Silence coming out, but the Omni Slash not enough to kill off FN. Very close to with a regen rune. Of course, he gets a regen rune. Riposhka will take one for the team. Oh, FN. Luckiest man alive. That regen rune. Hey. I hear fogged. Owen!
It's okay, I got it.
Alright. Sorry, I don't have an ups right now. It's all good. We'll follow Lifestealer. Hello! Yeah. Fog just arrived in Casa La Odie and Sheever. And yeah, we'll have him. Maybe we'll see if we'll see how awake he is. We'll see. Anyway, Naive on the Lifestealer. Hello, we're following Navi. Not Navi. What am I saying? Oh, rip. Sorry, Naive. It's Naive. It's close. Empire and Double Dimension. And Lifestealer is doing pretty well for himself, for sure. He's just waiting for his time. Juggernaut in the meantime trying to get all those stacks, well, for as many as were left anyway, because Death Prophet definitely took a bit of that. See, the one thing that Empire is lacking is disables. Sure, they have got the Slardar Crush, but if Slardar's not around, how are they going to stop someone from teleporting out, you know? It's definitely not something that is going to be easy. Oh, can they kill Ghost Stick? Cool man, going in, crush, misses again, TP out from Ghost Stick, but the disruption is there. Fan score, got him, making sure that Ghost Stick cannot get out. He is very speedy, but not speedy enough. Vansker gets him, and Shu, he could just watch his teammate die. That's a big kill, by the way, because that's supposed to be the one of the bigger initiators for Team Empire, and if they can shut down him a little bit, or at least slow him down, then that will be a big thing for Double Dimension going forward. At some point they want to swap and make sure that the aggressors are them rather than Empire. But obviously if you're Team Empire, you want to be the aggressor. You need that Slardar to be doing quite okay. Cool man. Doing okay. Getting harassed a little bit. But he definitely caught up, you know, looking at the net worth, he's not doing as bad. There's only a 1k gold difference between these two teams, you guys. It was more, but with Double Dimension, you know, their lineup being perhaps a little bit more well-rounded, they're having an easier time catching up. Oh, Cheshire Cat. Burrow Strike and TP out. That's all you need to do. That's it. That's it. If there's a 3-man gank and a Sand King can get out, of course Sand King, he has a Burst Strike and a Sandstorm, and he is fairly, elusive, I guess, as far as heroes goes. But they rotated a lot for that, and that is a rough one. You need a Basher on Lifestealer. That will help out a lot. Oh, Chu is standing in the middle of a dire ward, and that means an Omni Slash away from getting killed off. Can they get Miposhka as well? Are they even going to try? They're not. Oh, look at this teleport support. What are they? What? Infest. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what Empire needs to do. Get those Infest bombs going. Ghost Stick has probably got his Blink Dagger right about now, and he wants blood. He won't be able to find it though. Looking at the wards of the Dire team, or sorry, Radiant team. Huh? They do find one. Alright. I was gonna say their wards don't really match their game plan that well, because normally when you have a lineup like that, you want to have fairly aggressive wards because you wanna get in on the enemy's faces, you know. But that one ward that they have up that hill actually works out quite well. So they were able to make that first rotation a success, and they need to keep this tempo up. They need to be able to find these kills off the back of that kill. They also got the tower, the tier 1 tower up top. That was the second tower dying in the game. Bottom tier 1 of course already dropped. So yeah, both teams between 15 and 25 minutes. That's where the peak timing is for Empire, at least in my opinion. So we'll see if they can keep up that pressure, if they can make sure to find the kills. Like this one. Hello! No teleporting out for you this time. And they just have to keep doing that. They don't necessarily have a lineup for pushing, but if they can continue with these skills, creeps will help a ton, and they'll just be able to make sure the double dimension is going to be scared and have to hide, and we have to group up and have to split experience, split farm, and that is not where double dimension wants to be. They're the fairly greedy team, and they are smoked up. They'll fight fire with fire. They have Sand King leading the charge. He's got that blink dagger up. I think you know they normally want to get the lifesteal. Hey, really, guys? 4 people for a Skywrath? Okay, sure. I mean, why not? You know? What? Yeah. What? I was gonna say. I mean, that was. Perhaps I could get more. They were looking for the Slaughter. Slaughter has, by the way, got lifestealer inside of him. Lifestealer ditches. Like, alright, he's out. Okay, that's 2 kills for 4 people smoke gank. That's not too bad. That's actually quite okay, especially with the fact that they probably will get a tower off the back of it. Sustain coming out as well. And this is where Empire's lineup is going to struggle, because they need to have the aggression. At the moment they do not. King R. I mean, oh, he gets it, but is he able to run away from that? Yeah. Surprising. But if a supportless Shrek can get away from mid Queen of Pain, that's not the greatest of signs. Oh, there's a smoke egg for this one. The crush doesn't hit on Kuman though. It does, however, hit on the death problem, but he's alive. He got saved by the disruption. The rest of Double Dimension trying to get themselves out right now. It's a 5 versus 5 Van score. He's gonna be the one to drop first by the looks of things. He just gets pounded by Maparshka. Sand King as well dropping, and there is not even a death prophet in the fight anymore. This is the fight that Empire needed. Kuman, this guy though. This guy. What? Ghostic was what? I don't think so. I would like to say, I would like to think that he's just dodging all the things. Sure, there is a big cast animation, cast point of the Slaughter crush is pretty high. You know, you see him lift that staff and then crush, so you know there is some time to react. But he's been doing that spot on every single time, which is quite nice, really. Roshan. Omni slash Maparshka. Dominating Kuman. Can he find more? The Roshan is about to die. Kuman goes forward. Oh, the Roshan bash! Oh, he got so unlucky. Aegis goes the way of Cheshire Cat, and the Dire take the Roshan. That was the most unlucky Roshan bash I've seen in a very, very long time. That was very unfortunate. Because, you know, Empire just won a massive team fight. Great stuff. They go for the Roche, but then they still lose the tower that they set out to defend in the first place. And that, wow. Unfortunate. And that's all I can say for that. Not sure how much it would have changed if he wasn't getting bashed, because he was already pretty low to begin with. Maybe it was a little bit too ballsy for him to be in the pit, but still, unfortunate turn of events. Ghostic jumping in. Burrow strike though. That is going to be Ghostic in a lot of trouble. Is there enough damage? Yes, there is. Naive jumping out, going for the Sand King Cheshire Cat. He has the Aegis. He was the one jumping in and stealing that one. He should be able to be fine and get himself out of there. He's got the Burrow strike and he's got the blink, meaning that just a Slardar trade for an Aegis, and the tower will get the Knight. That's actually a big one. That was only one hit away from dying, and that is a lot of gold denied from Double Dimension. That being said, though, Double Dimension is pulling ahead now in terms of farm. And they're pulling ahead of the period on the game where I feel like Empire should be the one ahead based on what their lineup set out to do in the first place. So, Double Dimension, despite losing a fight mid earlier, I don't think they're in too bad a spot, especially not because they denied the Aegis to Empire. FN with the Yules. And for Lincoln's.
Are scanning.
And there's a smoke, I believe, from the Radiant team. Yeah, here we go.
Dire's bottom tower is
It's a
under
2-man
attack.
smoke and 2-man not smoked. Could be a 5v5 if Empire find what they want, because everybody of Double Dimension is also together, was together, until Kuman decided to farm bot lane because there was a tower being pushed in. Are they aware this is happening? I don't think so, but they seem very careful, very scared. There's nobody... Actually, they probably were aware, weren't they? Look at that warding from Double Dimension. It is actually real great. They've got a ward mid, they've got a ward bottom. They basically see everything that's happening, everything that's coming out of Empire's base. And with nobody showing on the map, really, where else could they be, right? But smoked. So they're just waiting to see if they're gonna find a target. A lot of drawings on the mini-map. Queen of Pain thinking that they're gonna be in the Dire jungle or the Radiant jungle, but little do they know, Double Dimension is just up top, and that is a lot of time wasted for Team Empire. I guess also in a way wasted for Double Dimension, but not as much so. As I said, they have a little less pressure on doing well at this stage of the game. Lifestealer back to farming, looking like tier 1 tower is a target, but they might lose their own tier 1 up top. 5 people pushing in from Double Dimension.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'm curious, maybe Empire is still gonna go back and try and defend. They wanted to fight. Perhaps they only want to fight if they get the jump. That would make a lot of sense as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's
They
top
trade
towers
a
are
tier 1 for
Dire's
tier 1 and a
bottom
tier
tower
2.
is under attack.
Double Dimension definitely having the better of that one, and they are faster with that as well. That's what you get when you get no pushing heroes whatsoever.
Dire's middle tower
Takes a long time. Oh, hello? Bro strike, epicenter. Got him on 2, and the stun! It's a bloodbath. That was really pretty. I do like the party horn. That was the ultimate party horn. Don't get to see a lot of use of the party horn, but, you know, gotta appreciate a good one right there. Oh, that is the 2 cores. Those were the 2 cores, like the best combo you can get. A Lifestealer and a Queen of Pain. What's Empire gonna do without them? Nothing. Look at their farm. They got nothing. The only thing that Slardar brings is being the vessel. He's got a blink and he will get a force, but he's not like a tanky person. He's not gonna be there for the damage. And it's almost 25 minutes, which means if Empire is not ahead at that point, as said earlier, it's gonna be they have to just really hope that Double Dimension is making some mistakes. Mistakes are needed. To be honest, everybody makes mistakes. It's very easy. In every bracket of MMR, there's mistakes. It's just up to the enemy team to recognize those mistakes and capitalize on them. To be honest, also, I probably wouldn't be able to recognize all the mistakes either. So we're just gonna hope that Empire will recognize those mistakes and will play on them. Because that's what they need to do. Double Dimension is in a very comfortable position. They'll probably maybe wait for the next Roshan, just continue farming. You know, they don't have a clock on their lineup. So they can just do whatever. This is a game for them that is so important. If they lose here, it's no longer up to them if they make it to playoffs. There's 4 teams basically realistically fighting for that one spot to join the other 3 in playoffs. And you're not gonna gamble with that. You're not gonna try to push high ground when you're not sure you can actually win, or you're not sure that when you're actually far enough ahead. So they'll take it slow. In the meantime, top lane, there's an Undying that is pressuring the tier 2, and he is teleporting out, meaning King R. Oh shoot, that was very close though. King R realizing what was happening. Smoke up. See if they can find something. There's a double damage room bottom if they want to take it. In the meantime, Ghost Stick and FN. They don't see that King R. That is a dead lifestealer again. Getting those pickups, getting those kills. And FN, he struggles killing off on the Shrek. Maybe. Oh, he was up in the air, but he can't even do it. What are you using him up for? It was his own use, actually. Okay, fair enough. No, it wasn't. It was the Queen of Pain use. It doesn't do anything. They do end up killing him eventually. That's nice. But, as someone would say, at what cost? Because this is a tier 3 dead. Jumping in, that is Cheshire Cat. His initiation not really doing as much as they would like to be. Porshka getting the tombstone up. Tombstone is already down because Kuman is on the ball with that one. They get the tier 3, they get out. The buyback of Slaughter will make sure that they move out of their base, but it's on their terms. Double dimension. Didn't lose anything doing that. Sure, they dropped the Shrek on top, but he just bought time for his team to get on bottom. Worth. Yeah, not a Juggernaut. See, Juggernaut, not a bad hero-ish. Come on. Kuman, please. Someone's gonna take the last hit. Thank you. He just left. Roshan's gonna be up again. Oh, they are actually fairly unlucky with the Roshan. Maybe a minute and a half or so. Let's see if they can get the pressure on this tier 2 tower. Ghost Stick. Having that blink dagger. Lifestealer is not with the crew. Lifestealer is just focusing on farm. He knows that this game, you know, they missed their peak timing. They need to get some extra items going to deal with the double dimension squad. Lags! That's not good. I'm sure we'll continue on shortly. 11k gold in favor of double dimension. And they are going to try again. This Juggernaut. Having a rough start, but really it all comes down to just being comfortable with your draft. Reaching your peak timings and doing something with it, or just sitting back and waiting for your peak timing to come. A lot of it decided in draft for this one, I feel. Empire maybe not entirely happy with the way things are going right now. Good news for them though. Skywrath. Oh. Someone wanted to try, but I guess not. Skywrath is a hero that can... Well, we've seen it. We've seen... where was it? Oh yeah. We've seen at the Super Major, Rogers Skywrath, or Virtus Pro, just single-handedly turn games around, turn fights around. It's a very strong hero if played properly, and especially if you get some extra gold in it. He has been sacrificing a lot of his farm in favor of the Lifestealer and the Queen of Pain, and that makes sense in a way, but I feel like he needs to start stepping it up. Ghost Stick has enough. He had his shot. He has to take a back seat to the Skywrath right now. Ghost Stick still doesn't have his Force Staff ready. It's very unfortunate for him. He's also not able to farm. You know what? There's also not heroes that are easy. Like, they can't flash farm. They can't just easily clear camps very much. They just have to... Yeah. Just sit in lane for a while and get last hits. And that's not where you want to be, because that will get you killed. And so you're gonna have to hang around with your cores, but when you're hanging around with your cores will take all the farm. And that means you're not getting anything. Time to be a little bit more selfish. That's what I think. Alright. The pause is still happening, means I get some time to talk about what's happening. CIS Qualifiers, this is for today, this is the second day of group stage games for the regional qualifiers for, well, for China, for CIS, and later on also for North America. But you're obviously watching the CIS regionals with me and JJ from the Netherlands, from the EU TI hub. And there's going to be 7 games today. For us, anyway. Now, I do need to warn you, because the last game is probably not going to matter that much anymore. It depends a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. But if there's tiebreakers, we're going to also follow those. At the moment, it doesn't look like there will be tiebreakers. As I said, there's 3 teams that are doing really well right now in the CIS qualifiers. What's this? Ah, all right. So I have misinformed you guys. So I thought there was just going to be tiebreakers for 4th place, which makes sense because it's either going to playoffs or you're not going to playoffs, and that's a big thing, you know. But there are also going to be tiebreakers for playoff spots, because for seeding, that is very important. So the playoffs are basically, is it a double elimination? Playoff? I think yes, right? Yeah. So playoffs are double elimination with 4 teams, and for that we need to know who's on which place, and that is actually pretty important. These people are tipping everybody. Hey, there we go. But as you saw, Espada already guaranteed in the playoffs. Just depends on which slot they take. Ooh, King R. I feel like he's like the sacrificial lamb here for Double Dimension. Oh. Queen of Pain. He jumps out. He doesn't want to be here. Sand King's Invis Rune ran out. And nobody there anymore. Well, they're hiding in the trees. I'm not sure why, but yeah, they are. Maybe they could still. Oh, yeah, they see Queen of Pain. Cool, man. He really wants this. Where did anybody go? Skyward's still there. There's both of the teams trying to make. Oh, that dire scan. Just about missing it. Queen of Pain already teleported out. And just waiting for Skyrath to leave that top lane as well. That is a lucky counter ward. Roshan up very, very soon. And as it stands, Double Dimension have got quite the control over the Roche Pit. This is not something that Empire can just let go willingly, though. They need to fight this. They need. Do they? Yeah, they do. They kind of do. I feel like they do.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Nice amount of aggression wards coming out from Double Dimension as well. One in the enemy base even. One on that bottom lane just outside of sentries. There's actually, yeah, I'm not sure why they don't see that one actually. Surprising. Roshan is up. And King R will scout it and see it. And there's nothing Empire can do to stop it. They're not even going to try. They probably should have an idea that this is happening. Oh, see, now they know. I don't know why that's not visible. Just outside of range, perhaps. Talking about the ward inside the Empire base, of course. And there's another sentry south of that. That is... Oh, jeez. Lucky buggers. Oh, Miposhka. Having a problem. A big problem. It's a dire team problem. And in the meantime, who has a bigger problem? It's a Juggernaut. He just teleported in after getting the Aegis, just wanted to defend some creeps, defend some towers, eat some creeps, and he got jumped, and he dropped his Aegis. Very good trade for Empire. probably holding back for a little bit longer because I don't think Double Dimension, they don't need to force the issue as said, so they can just wait for a little bit longer. Unless they get impatient. That is something that Empire is hoping for, by the way. Getting impatient means that you might be more prone to mistakes, and mistakes for Empire is how they win the game. And they just need more mistakes from Double Dimension. What does he have? He doesn't want to deny the tower. Tower is still good, maybe.
How dare you?
Radiant are scanning.
Juggernaut. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a cough that is not good. It's okay.
I know how to handle such power.
Maybe he needs to sleep. Oh, give him a bed.
No bad.
Okay. Okay. Well, Double Dimension and Empire. I thought it was going to be a bit more of a bloodbath, you guys, not gonna lie. It's, at the moment, the game is slowed down a lot. And that is mostly because the team that wants to be more aggressive with their lineup can't be, because they are behind. But that also means that Double Dimension, as you can see, they'll just keep gaining. And they consider themselves ready to breach the high ground. Let's see if they are correct, or if it is still too soon. I'm curious to see how that's gonna go down. Exorcism being used for that as well. Fortification coming out from the back. In comes Ghostic. He's got this Life Stealer stuck in him.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
He's ready to jump in. Finds himself Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat gets disrupted. Saved for the moment. Nice burrow strike from Cheshire Cat. There's already the Slaughter has dropped Sand King. Not able to live through it after that though, and FN forced back to base with BKB up from Kuman. The two cores, Pikachu and Kuman, are still doing quite well. A 2-for-2 trade. The only core going down is a Slaughter. Does he really count as a core though, I hear you ask? Yeah, he does. I guess that in that logic, Sand King is also a core. So, okay. Core support. The barracks are still standing. I think if you're Empire, you're not too sad about this. The cheese was used. Yeah, I think if you're Empire, you're pretty happy with the way that went. You buy yourself some extra time, sure. It's not going to get a lot easier, but buying yourself extra time means there's more time for Double Dimension to make mistakes, and then that's your way in. That's your way into this game. And maybe the next Roshan as well. But we'll see if that is something that is gonna happen. King R also, of course, Leshrac is a hero that can definitely transition into a nice semi-core. Smokes?
Smokes.
Why are they all grouped up if there's no smoke? No, I don't. I normally just think when there's a group of heroes that is joining up like that, that it's almost always a smoke. But I guess they ran out, perhaps. So, yeah. They're just doing it again. Is that clever? They got Exorcism up again. They got the BKB on the Death Prophet. Is that clever? Oh! Careful. Ghostic. Getting the Crows of Haste on. Miparshka's already standing on the trees. They do not see him, but the Tombstone is already up, so they already killed the Tombstone. Tombstone dead. Alright. FN hiding in the trees. There's still fortification up, as in, yeah, oh, nice burrow striking on the slash up on 2. That is the end of the Undying. He buys back though. Slardar cannot buy back. Lifestealer does have buyback. Might need to use it as well, as the Exorcism will still burn through those buildings. The BKBs are about to run out. Buyback happens, but the Rat's already dead. Can they go back in? That's the question. No, they can't. They're just gonna let it go. So I guess it was the right move, huh? Now it's just waiting for the next Exorcism. That's one lane of racks down. They gotta stop getting jumped like that, though. And of course the tombstone maybe placed a little bit too early. So they're the high ground defense of Team Empire. Let's talk a little bit about that. Tombstone, great, but only when it's not in a position to be killed. So there's a couple of ways you can make it be not killed, meaning you can either place it in the trees, which is what they tried, but it wasn't in the trees enough. It was also fairly far forward, to be fair, meaning that Double Dimension didn't actually have to risk themselves in order to take it down. Because you can also use it as a bait. Make him come into your base a little bit more. Make him, you know, bait it. Oh, hello, Vanscore, bye. King R, he's invisible, he's fine. The high ground defense of Empire is not the greatest, to be fair. They probably know that. And that's why they're going outside of their base, because they can kill. That's their strength. Infest bombs. Where's the crush? Find it on the Shrek. Oh, he's got the Undesk. He's fine, or is he? He's not fine. He's got the heals up in the air still as well. Lifestealer still being counted around. Sonic Wave will take care of that Shrek eventually, but that is a lot of effort for Shrek. In the meantime, bottom lane is pushing in. Someone needs to go back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's a lot of effort for just Shrek, to be fair. Undesk working out great. That is the item to buy when you're up against a lineup that just wants to burst you down. And that is what Empire's lineup is built to do. Well, it's a Chew guy. It's not long for this world. Poor Skyrath. I mean, he needs to venture out like that, I guess. I told him to be more selfish and get more farm, but he can't take the safe farm. The safe farm is reserved for the Lifestealer. So he's got to venture out and get some farm elsewhere, but it just gets him killed. Queen of Pain in the meantime. Still keeping up on farm. Interesting build with the Maelstrom. Mjolnir. This wants to go for the right clicks. No, it is nice with the Mjolnir. You get those lightning jumps, and those can actually, stop the stop the initiation from the sacking. If he jumps to him with the so he blinks there, it gets interrupted. Oh, hello. They want to try and go on this one, coming from the high ground, looking to jump, perhaps. Can they fight him? Yes, they can. No rage available right there. The Splitter coming out as well. Oh, and that was Slaughter. He jumped in with that as well. He tries to make it out alive, but I don't think he can. He does have buyback this time, though, but his Lifestealer does not. So I'm not sure if they can be defending this lane of Rax. Maybe they're just going to have to wait it out. Arcane Bolts are flying. Chew trying his best. The Crush coming out. Disruption is there, though. Kuman safe for the moment. Vanscore on point. And Kuma can just continue going on that tier 3 tower. FN has got a Sonic Wave available, is waiting for the right time, waiting for some kill potential because that healing ward is there as well and nobody is killing it. Crush coming out to Sonic Wave, there you go. Kuman does get disrupted but is about to die. Does not have enough mana for an Omni Slash, but forced up into safety. Not safe enough though. Ghost Stick jumping forward, getting the crush off, getting the kill. Pikachu having some help there from the Sand King. The Epicenter doesn't actually get to kill anybody, and Vanscore is like, well, you know guys, I'm out. Pikachu out as well, but in a different way. In a body bag that is. Cheshire Cat trying to make it out alive. His Blink Dagger is on cooldown for the moment. He can get it in 1 second and he gets it. Blink forward from FN as well though, and the Yule Scepter actually making sure that he dodged that, but no, he's dead. That way, by the way, that was the greatest tombstone. That was a tombstone that I wanted to see, because that is a tombstone that in the midst of a fight, Double Dimension is not gonna put effort into killing it. And you saw how many zombies were up on Vanscore before he teleported out. That was tombstone used a lot better than the first one that was there. What?
What?
What's this? There's no winner.
No, it's the odds.
Oh. What?
It's not live.
It is live, isn't it?
Yeah, it means, yeah, but it's delayed.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, because it looks like Empire gonna lead, you can go and bet on Empire and win loads.
I don't know how I can switch it. But I'll try to get it.
Let's see.
Yeah, it has to be fixed. Swapped about. Fix it. It's all good. Alright.
Radiant's middle tower is
Nice
under
high ground defense from Empire. Tombstone used properly. A lot of patience used as well. And this was a high ground defense where they did not have the lifestealer. So that was massive actually. They got the Juggernaut kill as well. They got the Death Prophet, the two main targets on the side of Double Dimension. Hey, it's fixed. So this is what? Wait a second. Help me out here, Owen. If you bet 1 on Double Dimension.
Yeah, you win $1 on it. If you bet $1,
Oh.
you win that $9 next.
Oh, okay.
It's tight. You multiply what you bet.
Okay. I was like, if you bet $1 on Double Dimension, you get 9. No, that's not. No. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
At the moment, because it looks like Dimension gonna win, you're not gonna win much.
Yeah, you're gonna-
It's like, you're gonna
So
win.
is this based on win percentages? Because in that case, it looks very grim for Empire.
Well, it's based on they make the odds. don't
You
they?
only win 3 cents?
Well, because it looks like. I mean, are you gonna bet against them? It's That's
I
what
mean,
it is,
it-
it's gambling.
They
You know,
just
it's
made a
cheating.
comeback. It sure is more
Yeah,
than
but
3
it's not
cents.
these odds. It's 5-minute delay.
Oh.
So we don't see
That
the
is
updated
true.
odds.
Yeah.
Like they give us odds based on the 5 minutes.
Oh.
What's happening 5 minutes.
Yeah, so when people check on the site, the odds are probably
Radiant
slightly
are
different.
scanning.
Yeah. Okay.
They'll be close to that.
They get the right odds.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, these odds are 5 minutes delay. Yeah, 5 minutes ago it looked pretty grim for Empire. But right now, all those people that made a bet on Empire, that went
Dire's middle
against the
tower
odds,
is under attack.
are having a little bit of a smile creeping up on their faces.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Double Dimension. Moving out of the base as a unit. Give him a charge. Yeah, there's also power in one of my power banks. The one with the blue lights. Alright. Look at Empire. They're a lot more confident now, leaving their bases like that. Searching for the target. Both teams aware that there could be enemies close by. Look at all those wards placed. Ghost stick. Decides to not try. A lot of pings. Ghost stick is the one leading and looking and searching. Oh, he's gonna come in range soon. Here he is. They see him. They see him. Jump him. Burrow strike happening. Lifestealer sitting inside of that, but he jumped out. Opened up onto the Sand King. Disruption coming out, helping out the Sand King. Yule's up in the air, but that's still a dead Sand King if I've ever seen one. I mean, nice attempt by Double Dimension to try and sneak him out, but yeah. You saw the rest of the team did not have faith in that. They just abandoned ship. So they only lose Sand King, which is not actually all too bad. Kumon is pressuring up top. He's making sure that that wave is pushed out, seeing if he can force back Empire. As Empire is looking to jump in. They do not have vision up high ground though. They do have a gem. They can clear out some wards. Juggernaut is didn't stay up on the top lane, just pushing out, and bottom lane is pushing in as well, so they didn't need to go back. And now the Skywrath is not with them in the fight. We'll see if Double Dimension will therefore try to make a move. They also are lacking a player though, with Sand King still on the sidelines. Oh, jumping in, Ghost Stick looking for a target, finds himself. The Juggernaut spin away, Sonic Wave. One more hit needed. Kumon, can he get himself out? The healing ward's up, and that is the Manta style dodge, the right click of FN. Did he? I think he did. What? He has a refresher shard and he did indeed not use it. He could have used it to throw out another Sonic Wave, but I don't know, maybe just forgot it. Maybe considering it not worth, which is not true because it would be worth killing off the Juggernaut. Look at how fat that Juggernaut is. That's the big boss of Double Dimension. And you wouldn't know that if you looked at the game at minute 5. You're like, this Juggernaut is not going to do shit. Nah, he was, because there were stacks up for him and stuff, and he was looking pretty okay despite not getting a lot of farm on lanes. Alright, let's see if they can jump. Pikachu, Kraven crushed up. Still gets Yules off, but look at the damage. BKB won't save you through that. That physical onslaught is a tough one. Van score, Lincoln Spheres happening. Empire is actually making quite the moves here, making quite the plays, getting these pickups, getting these kills, jumping in again. Already killing off a one. Buybacks happening. They need to try and get the ooh, gem. Was it the second gem? That was not the gem of the Slaughter. Slaughter still has a gem. Now they have 2. Took the gem of double dimension. Age is gone.
Dire's middle tower is under
Tier 3 tower about to be gone as well. Double dimension. For the first time in a while, being behind on gold again. This Empire made a good comeback. And this is what their lineup was designed to do. Getting those pickups, getting those kills. And if double dimension is gonna let themselves be caught out like that, even though it seemed very hard to do something against it, to be fair. It's yeah, this could, all the people that bet that $1 on Empire are gonna be happy. They got the tier 3, shrines are open for damage with Poshka. I'm not sure what he does all the way out there. He's got the tombstone up on death at the moment. It's always nice. Bloodthorn, okay. Really helpful against both Death Prophet and Juggernaut. This Queen of Pain is really big. You know, the way for double dimension to get back, because at the moment they are the ones that I would consider behind. They seem a little bit lost. They can use perhaps initiation of Empire against them, but that would require also Vanscore to get an Aeon. Everybody's just gotta get Aeon discs. That's the way. I mean, they got 2, sure. They need more. Vanscore needs 1. That's the one. Vanscore needs 1 so that he can save anybody. Because they just need to save the person that gets getting jumped, and then they need to counter initiate with Cheshire Cat. So Cheshire Cat can't be the one to get jumped either. So yeah, it's just that. That's really difficult to do though. Requires a lot of control, map control that is, vision. And I don't think Empire, I mean, I feel like they're smelling blood, you know? They finally got their groove. It took a while, it took quite a while, 50 minutes, but they got it. And smoke up from double dimension and counter smoke from Empire. Looks like they want to smoke anyway with all these people grouped up like here. There you go. Oh, Ghost Stick. Gotta be careful. Do they know? I think they might. It was just smoke, not invis. So they do not know.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
They're gonna try. Maybe.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
Ghost Stick still has life stealer inside of him.
Barracks are under
He
attack.
does also is invis.
Double damage. Dire's top shrine.
Are they gonna
is
try and
under
jump him?
attack.
He jumps in. Burrow strike hits. They're by themselves. The Split Earth actually still hits on the life stealer as well. And the silence as well. No rage for him, and he gets killed off together with his vessel. A little bit out too far by his lonesome. That's Slardar. Taking his life stealer into the midst of the enemy squad. Maybe that's enough for double dimension to stop the chain of ganks and kills. Ooh, and maybe that's enough to get Roche. That would be a big one, because it felt like that Aegis that Empire had in the previous one was like the catalyst Catalyst? There you go, the catalyst! To get their aggression going. The confidence boost. No, the mental aspect of that is very big actually, of having an Aegis. Because it just makes you feel like you can take a fight and it's okay. No matter what happens, if you lose a fight, it's okay. Miposhka can't teleport out, got interrupted by the Yules. Is just gonna try to waste as much time for them as possible. For stuff up the high ground for both him and King R though, and that should be enough for the King R to take the kill. With the tombstone. That does make me happy seeing a tombstone spawn on death. It's a little silly. Yeah, so with an Aegis, any team will play different. Because sometimes you just gotta play the way that you do with an Aegis as if you, or without an Aegis as if you had an Aegis, and that's not something that any team can do. It's the mental aspect of it that is quite big actually. Especially in a game like this, a game that is so important for both these teams. Radiant are scanning, they know that the whole squad is behind Kuman at the moment. Jump in, going for Kuman. He's not safe just yet, and neither is Sand King. He tried to, well, Sand King is safe for a split second longer, but not for very long at all. He jumped into that one, the silence comes off. This Juggernaut won't live either, but he does have an Aegis. He'll be back up in a second. This is Tracker, pumping out a lot of damage. He did so anyway until he dropped Pikachu, having his exorcism up, having his BKB on. He wants to try and get some kills, get some harassment, but he is outnumbered. And with the Juggernaut not able to come in either. Juggernaut still has his Omni Stars available, but I don't think he's going to be able to use it this fight. He has to back out. They don't even get a tier 3. This was a bit of a sloppy high ground take. Vanscore teleporting out. Kuman should be fine as well. Definitely a sloppy high ground take. Just Juggernaut taking the lead like that. I mean, you're going to expect him to get jumped. Of course they're going to do that. With the Crush. With the Mystic Flare. But then you can't save your Juggernaut because you have to save your Sand King that basically jumps in to die. That's not where you want to be. That means Aegis down. That means this game will probably go on until at least the next Aegis. Because both teams seem to need it to be able to fight. Even if it's just the decision to fight. They need that mental fortitude. Was the cheese used?
Dire are scanning.
No, the Death Robot still has. That's good. Ooh, careful there. He's running for Kuman. I do like the name Kuman. I feel like it's a tribute to a Dutch football player, but I don't know for sure. Maybe it's written differently, actually. Probably is. Alright, that was a Sand King. A very dead Sand King. Must say, Team Empire, I have got some nice aggressive warding happening right now. 4 wards in the enemy side of the map. Of course, they still constantly have to deal with that bottom wave pushing in. That's why we don't see the Skywrath here with them in this fight. Or in this gank. Or in this kill. And we're reaching the stage of the game where it doesn't matter whose peak timing it was when. It's all about the decisions. Omni Slash doesn't really do much, or does it? Skywrath has to back out. Disruption. Saving Pikachu for a little while longer. Sand King buying back for this. Vanscore did end up dropping. Sonic Wave up on Kuman, up on King R. Kuman taking a lot of damage. Has his healing ward dropped as well. Ooh, FN, you jumped in for that one. That was a bait. For sure. Naive, realizing his team's in trouble, helping out, trying to kill Pikachu. Pikachu still at the cheese though, turns around, goes for Gosick. He's got the slowdown as well, he's got the life leech. Naive, he'll be okay. Gosick is invisible, okay as well. 2 for 2. Bit of buybacks happening on the side of Double Dimension. Of course, the Sand King buying back at the start of the fight as he was the one that was dead when the fight began. Killing off the Queen of Pain is a big one though. that is something that I don't know. FN. I mean, he just jumped in like that, thinking he could get the. Well, he got the healing ward. He thought he could maybe get Kuman as well, but he kind of underestimated the damage that came out from the Shrek. FN has got buyback. I don't think that Double Dimension will be able to force it out of him though. I do like that they tried to go for that fight, because that's the type of fight that I mentioned earlier that they might not be wanting to force if they didn't have an Aegis. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out the way they planned, which means that they're probably not going to do it again without an Aegis. But it was nice to see. It's good that they tried. It's also in a stage of the game where, because it's on the side of Double Dimension and because you still have buybacks available, you are okay to lose and still not lose the game. They knew that they couldn't, they wouldn't lose, for example, racks off the back of that or something. They would be okay. And that's the scenarios you have to create for yourself. You don't want to have too many do or die fights happening. We're almost an hour into this game. Empire versus Double Dimension. CIS round robin regional qualifiers, day 2. Empire is sitting on 2 for 4 in terms of wins and losses. And that means that one more loss here makes them mathematically eliminated from being able to make it to the playoffs. Double Dimension is sitting on 2 and 3 in terms of wins and losses in the groups. Meaning that if they lose here, they're not yet mathematically eliminated, but it's no longer really up to them if they do make it to the playoffs, and that's never a situation you want to be in. So it's a very important game here for both teams. Smoke up coming out from Empire. They want to keep that pressure on. They want to find the pickups. Kuman, he gets a spin off in time. Burrow Strike coming out of the back of that as well. And that is an extra system coming out. Ghosted, pops his BKB. Trying to get himself out and trying to help his team. The Omni Slash though, what's he gonna do against that? He can't do anything against that. FN needs to jump out. Chu, ooh, in the midst of all of this, he's gonna take the worst of it. He died together with the Undying. Kuman, not able to make it out, or is he? He's able to, actually, his healing ward is helping out a lot. The disruption coming out at the last split second as well, and the burst strike coming out as well. He lives! He gets a triple kill. That healing ward, nobody killed it. Okay. And Vanscore with the last second save as well. A regen rune, of course there is. The Shrek will take that one, get his whole mana pool up, and with Lifestealer dead, Lifestealer will be forced for buyback. Undying does not have buyback, and I think that Double Dimension will find that out soon enough. There we go. Get the buyback, get out. I mean, it's just that simple, right? You don't have an Aegis. You don't want to lose a fight at that stage of the game. In theory, I guess, if they still catch Lifestealer off guard and kill him, then you can, you have the dieback going, but that's a risk. You really want to take that risk? Actually, they're hanging about. They're seeing if maybe Empire make the mistake of pushing forward too much. Because if they do, that would allow them to perhaps get that kill without putting themselves in too much danger. Ooh! No, we're fine. 12 sentry wards in Undying. Jeez. Oh, Miposhka. Oh, he placed a ward. Did they see him? I think they did. Yeah. Ghosted. Shadow Blade ran out. Global concussive shots active. Roshan up again in like half a minute or so. Well, less than that. More than that, I mean. The time is moving very slowly. Oh, what? Jump in. Can they get him? There's Death Prophet. Death Prophet is disrupted. Alive for the moment. Sonic Wave over the top of it though. But Death Prophet, he buys back. Pikachu wants to be in this fight. In the meantime, Ghostic gets invisible. Still gets taken down by King R's Leshrac. There's the Omni Slash FN. Jumping himself out with the Lifestealer inside of him does mean that the Undying took all of the charges of the Omni Slash. King FN coming back in. Still has that Lifestealer inside of him. Knows that he can't stick around. Has to leave. Slardar bought back for this fight. Pikachu, of course, as well. Still has the BKB as well, and did not use Exorcism this fight. Knows that it is needed if they want to try and make it a high ground go for it. Buyback from Undying as well. They know Roshan is about to respawn and they want to have a piece of the action. This is a very long Roshan timer, one of the longer ones. Unlucky for Double Dimension, they could have probably sneaked it, but good thing for Empire because they need the time. They need the time to set themselves up and get the vision going and make sure that they have a shot at this. Have a shot at the Roshan. Dire side does see that it's up with the Manta style illusion from Kuman scouting it out. Kuman himself though in the base right now, he was completely out of mana, needs to get himself up. Oh, look at that change of the odds! That is a massive difference. You guys, you all messed up. You should have bet on Empire ages ago. Well, actually, we don't know yet if they're... If that is a thing. Because maybe they still lose. Woohoo! Ghosted, got him. Pikachu. He's not in time enough to get that Invis rune. Global concussive shot. He's looking for the target. It is nighttime. Invis Ghostic. They know he's Invis too. Roshan. Lakshmi Poshka see them go inside is the question. 300 gold a minute. Finally, Skyroth getting a little bit more rich. Ooh, jumping in there, Ghostic. Coming in from the back, going out of the back anyway. Oh, what? Lag for the Shadow Demon. That does mean with everybody on the side of Double Dimension seems to have the lag. What is that? Is that an Undying just about to fall down or something? Why is he sideways? Odd. For staffed. It looks very cool. Yep, he's trying to dodge this Death Prophet. It does look very cool. This is I mean, he has a shot of surviving, but I don't think he will. Especially now with Vanscore right next to him as well, coming for him. Alright, let's take a look at the rest of the fight. So if Undying drops here, he will drop a Tombstone. That's at least a good thing. Where is Lifestealer? Who's he eating up? Ghostic can come back in. Let's see. Sonic Wave coming out as well. That is tanking for an Undying. So they got that naive. Oh my god, he takes a full Omni Slash. And that's a dieback. Skywrath doesn't have buyback as well. And he drops in Ghostic. Well, that fight ended up real soon. That's it. That's game. Well, I mean, okay, FN. Maybe it's not game just yet. I mean, he did buyback. He wants to try, you know, hold. But in all seriousness, a full minute without Slaughter or Lifestealer or Sky or Undying, for that matter. It's FN versus the world, huh? You know, he's got the creeps backing him up. You know, there's that. Aegis and Kuman. Dropped, put his MKB to the side for that one.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. That means that Empire mathematically eliminated from the regional qualifiers. They're not done just yet though. They have to play one more game, I think. Oh, they actually, this was their 7th game, so they are indeed... are they? Yes, they are. And that means for us, we're gonna see a team that is done as well, and they're taking on Team Spirit. Important game from Team Spirit, not so much for Vega Squadron, who is already mathematically eliminated. But this was the first game here on day 2 for the regional qualifiers of CIS. We'll be back with the second game very, very soon. Stay with us, because I have a fun day of Dota 2.